Hello, welcome back to Pentiment. It's me, a Proustian, and I am back here at a farm, but I think I'm gonna chicken out. Pun not intended? Hmm. Because I'm. I said I wasn't going to stress it, but I do want to make sure that I see the autopsy and don't miss it. I don't know if the autopsy is the thing that will advance time. It seemed like doing the thing last time with the stonemason, like following him, it said it would take a while. So I'm like, well, that feels like it would advance time. And I don't want to do that. So maybe any of these things could or would. Um, oh, I could talk to Mother Giselle too, right? Let me see. Oh, when I click on it, it changes. So there's this investigate icon. So those are the things that I'm looking into. I don't remember what was at the Bauer farm. And here's where I was, but I just chickened out. Um, Here's the infirmary. I could also talk to somebody in the scriptorium, apparently. Okay, well, hopefully I can get to everything. But the only thing that they warned me about the timing with was here. So I'm just gonna go for it. You know, like the thing about this game, because I can't save, I don't want to become paralyzed with indecision, because normally the thing that lets me move forward in times like this is it's like, well, I have a save I can go back to. I don't. So I'm just going to prioritize the thing I definitely don't want to miss, and if it means I miss other stuff, screw it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm clicking on it. I'm doing it. Andreas, this way. Here we go. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. Hmm. So let's see. I think I'm gonna go with the wine answer. It's alright. I've thrown up enough to not mind it so much. Well, that's one way to deal with it, I suppose. Just try not to splash me or the body in the process. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. Hmm. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is, a puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. What? That's not what killed him? Wait. A Nuremberg inch or an Innsbruck inch. Yeah, he inflicted it himself? How could you tell? From the angle and depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. Oh, that would help him identify this stuff, I suspect. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time in the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am the closest Kersal has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. It wasn't. It was likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Huh. See, I'm glad I did this already. I would not have wanted to miss this. Then surely this must mean that Brother Piero is innocent. It means it's incredibly unlikely that Brother Piero stabbed the Baron. Doesn't explain what actually killed the man. Brother Piero should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Yeah, Brother Piero didn't grow up watching, like procedurals on TV or anything. Now then, let's move on. Well, there's a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. Huh. So, some kind of, uh, like herpes or something, or I don't know. I was like syphilis, but I was like, I don't actually know what that looks like. Okay, moving on. Yeah, he would know the disease French soldiers received in the brothels of Naples. Yes. How do you know of it? Oh, I see. Have you taken mercury for it? Uh, oh, interesting. I can go either way. A little. I'm fine now. Ah, good. Mercury, huh? Well, mercury poisoning is one way to deal with other diseases. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. I mean, I might expect a monk to be more shocked by it, but the man just said he was a mercenary for 10 years, so... I mean, I'll still say it. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. Spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in the world. Besides, sex isn't all that rare even in an abbey. Touché. Between the brothers? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Alright. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Grunt affirmation stoically. Mm. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. I'm going all in on the wine past here. I've spent enough time with nobles to guess he probably fell off his horse when hunting. Seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. What did? Oh, here it is. A rather dramatic head wound. Ooh. The dark hair and blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many head wounds have you seen? Too many, and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there's always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefields of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal a learning environment as the University of Bologna, but they did provide an education of sorts. One of the largest cities in Italy, it has been a center of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. Why didn't you study medicine in a university? My family was too poor to even consider it. Mercenary work was my way off of the farm. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. Like a book? How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice, unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Ugh. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. So he might not have been attacked in the chapter house? He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Huh. Outside of the Abbey seems too far away, but I'll ask about it. No, I don't think so. With a wound like that, he would have collapsed before he got inside. And certainly someone would have seen him. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. So, 2 to 2.5 inches around? Perhaps a pig mallet, a joining hammer, or even a round stone 4 or 5 inches across held in the hand. That's specific. Estimating size, distance, and number have always come easily to me. Huh. Hopefully your talents will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So, I believe we've discovered 2 important things. Yeah, Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, that isn't what killed him. Indeed, though it may take more to convince the Archdeacon of Brother Piero's innocence. And we know that the Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy, blunt object. My leading theory, this is terrible, my leading theory is that the abbot killed him with that book, the treatise of, or no, the history of Tassing, whatever book that was. Now you just need to find what caused the blow and learn who struck it. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. Das Mädchen, isn't that the girl? The girl? Das Starb und die... Oh, I can't read it. Mit ihr is with her? The something and the something with her. I can't read it well enough, and my German is ancient because I learned some in high school. That was a long time ago at this point. The girl who died, and the innocent with her. Matins, chapter. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? Phew. Your guess is as good as mine. Unfortunately, I don't have much faith in my guesses. Can you tell who wrote it? Huh. Yeah, they're not Italian, I can tell you that. Italian scribes use humanist script. This is highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Adok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. Yeah, here's our other dude. There he is. What? Really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional... something. Were you expecting someone? Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Um, of course. Sure. You need me to hide? I will hide. Look at me hiding. Such a good hider. Ah, Dr. Schultz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse of my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. I will remain hidden. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must inspect that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. That was close. Now quickly, leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then... Huh. Huh. Okay, so that did advance time. I don't know if I get to talk to anyone else. I should find someone to eat with. I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean? And who wrote it? Actually, if I check the map, do I still have these investigate points? I don't. I guess I have to do food at the moment. So I could eat here at the guest house? I don't know about that. Maybe I try the Widows or Johann Bauer farms, since those were people I wanted to try to talk to anyways. Let's try that then. Yeah, I don't know if, like, it's like, should I have talked to everybody else first? I don't know. It's okay. It is what it is. Okay. And then from here... Let's go down here and see what we can do. Maybe we can find the widow this time. Here's the Franz Bauer house. They're locked. Oh yeah, France. I said I would look for Martin. Didn't I? Is this gonna lead somewhere then? What is this? Oh, carvings are quite curious. Ottilia's home. Hello? You want something? Apparently not? Okay. So just because there's a mug on the map doesn't mean that I can actually eat there, apparently. So probably the Gertner farm or the Drucker house would make more sense, but I'll try the Bauer farm first. Just to see. Plus I get to explore a little bit more, which is good too. Oh, it's also locked. Okay. Oh, probably because you're here. Hi, Johann. Andreas, you got supper plans? Perfect. Why don't you join us at our table? Yeah, kind of you to offer, Johann. Please, lead the way. Great, I'm starving. Here's hoping Hedby's cooking up something good. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, 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 amen. There's been some chaos up the Abbey, hasn't there, Andreas? Could hear those bells ringing clear across the valley. Sounded like the monks were mustering for war. You haven't heard? A man was murdered, the Baron Rothvogel. Good riddance. You won't find many in Tassing crying over one dead nobleman. I can't believe you haven't heard, Johann. Have you had your head in the dirt? I don't attend to gossip. That's your job. You're damned right. I like Hetty. I'll admit, this has me interested. A murder at an abbey. How did it come to pass? I'm still trying to figure that out. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the body, but he's too frail to have done the deed. Let's eat some eggs. Grisly. What about the blood? Was it everywhere? Oh, buckets of it. Absolutely ghastly. Tell me about the wound. Could you see it? Jesus, Mom. I'm only curious. It's not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I need to protect myself? You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed, if not this Brother Piero? The Baron had many enemies in town and at the Abbey. Scandalous. To think that any Tassing resident might be a murderer. Don't say that. Buck up, son. A noble killer won't take an interest in you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as rocks. Or very angry. I suspect we'll find the culprit a bit of both. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? No, and I wouldn't tell you if they did. No good can come from whatever it is you're up to, Andreas. Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get, is shit. From one end or the other, doesn't matter which. Gross, Dad. Fresh pottage. Not sure what that is. What? I'm right. Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. I bet you do. At least God granted me one respectful child. Ugh, what a suck-up. Speaking of the church, has Johann told you about how the abbot's out to ruin our lives? No, but I suspect it has something to do with his taxes. Yes, thank you. Even a traveling artist from Christ knows where understands. I'm from Nuremberg. No, I didn't mean to click on the name. Okay, I'm from Nuremberg. We were supposed to expand our farm, but the abbot's taxes make it impossible. We can't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. It's not Christian. Huh. I'm not gonna actually them. Even though I am a legal expert. I'm gonna skip that one. It's not right the way you and the rest of the farmers are treated. That's right. Now that Ranning Kemper's kicked the bucket, the old witch's land will be forfeit soon. Once Attilia is gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. I can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. We should be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up. Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? Should I? You want my advice? Stay out of it. They always get like this after more than an hour in the same room. Alright. chicken. I feel sorry for Otilia. God help me, we're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. I like Veronica. She's my favorite in this family. Haha, you're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. Yeah, see? Favorite in the family. Alright, that's it. Andreas, it's been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Okay. Your heart's in the right place, Veronica. I wish I wouldn't get my hide tanned for it. 1 day, 17 hours remain. That's not very much time. I should get some sleep. Jan's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Oh, that makes sense. To the Gertner farm. Home away from home. I wouldn't want to be the one stuck sleeping in the chair. I tell you what. Okay. Time to go to bed. Getting late. I should get some rest. Let's do it. Let's go to sleep. It's just the middle of the night. I'm being poked with a stick. Andre. Good morning. Oh, it's not morning. It's the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? Stop. I see. Ah. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you sleep? The story of the little girl who haunted the sleepy artist. No. There once was a little girl about your age who was sold with a basket of oranges. This will be remembered. A man had to pay rent to the king every year. The cost was 4 baskets of oranges. This was in Italy, of course. You don't even know what an orange is. Anyway, the man's young daughter had hair the same colors as yours, same as an orange. And the man didn't have enough oranges to pay the rent, so he put his daughter in the 4th basket. He covered her with oranges and sent the baskets to the king. When the king's servants found the little girl, the king told them to raise her as a servant. They called her arancetta, like a little orange. You don't know Italian, so that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's very cute. Anyway, as the girl grew older, the king's son, the prince, fell in love with her. But the other servants were jealous, and they gave her 3 Anyway, they were very happy together. Good story, Andreas. That is the best middle of the night interruption. I love it. Time to get back to work. Yeah, I guess so. Hi, Ursula. Andrew. Yep. Yeah. She's so good. What a great kid. Oh, hello, ladies. Clara? Hello, Andreas. It's nice to see you out and about. Morning, Clara. Keeping busy? Always. If it's not the washing, it's the cooking and the mending, the tidying. I'll lose my head if I count it all. And that's before we get to the wool. Goodness, all that wool. The sheep are lambing already? So soon, I know. I didn't think you'd notice. We, sure... Is that really what It is shirred the ewes. I know you shear them. I think we do typically say we sheared the ewes. Okay, anyways. Last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleeding, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed, and we've got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Ah, where will we find the time? That sounds like a lot of work. Surely you have some help? Oh yes, sometimes more than we need. Many of the women in Tassing lend a hand, so it goes quickly. Many hands make light work, eh? Even baby Ursula? Oh, we give her a little wool to play with, but she's too young yet. Not for too much longer, though. My mother taught me to spin when I was still in soft shoes. I've never had much of a hand for spinning, so I enjoy the company more than the work. It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendship, you know. And maybe a little bit of gossip, too. You must know quite a lot about the goings-on in Tassing. We know some, it's true, but Johann Bauer is there to watch over us so things can't get too rowdy. Well, that's a shame. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I'm not gonna hit on Ava, but I'd like that. Everyone will be glad to see you, I'm sure. We meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to my labors, but it was lovely to see you, Andreas. Take care. Be well, Clara. Okay. Tend the spinning bee. What does Ava have to say? It would be fun to have you spinning with us, Andreas. Oops. Okay. So in the morning or the afternoon, I don't know how to check the... Hi, Peter. Andreas. I don't know how to check the time of day. I know it's obviously morning. It told me it was. But is there another way to check? I think I looked for this before, too. And I don't know. Let me look at my journal, though. Okay, the spinning bee. Alright, well, but my... Oh, I can keep investigating. Do I need to go to work? I mean, I said I was going to go to work, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go investigate more. Huh. Okay. God bless you. Yeah, I'm trying. Does this count as morning? Like, can I just attend the bee now? I wonder. Hi, Hans. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about then? Oh, sorry. What do you think about then? Uncle Franz says Brigitte might come help with the laundry today. Oh, she seems like a nice young girl. Ah, she's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of her. You have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. I will not say that. But, Hans, like, looks like he's, like, 15. Until later, Hans. Bye. You know what? I'll just talk to Johann, and if I can do the bee, I'll do the spinning bee. That'd be great. Yeah, Andreas was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come by to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. Yeah, I can spare a few hours. Hetty'd be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you. Heaven knows why. Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the windows. That's creepy. That's sensible. You wouldn't want me stealing all their hearts, after all. You joke, but I expect you to behave yourself. Fair enough. I thought they'd probably be using drop spindles. I know how to spin wool on a spinning wheel, and I tried to learn a drop spindle, and for me it was much harder. Spinning wheel does almost all of the work for you. You tread the foot thing to keep the wheel spinning, which takes a little bit of like rhythm, but most of it is feeding the wool in and keeping the correct tension with your fingers. And that's it. And with the drop spindle, you literally, it will kind of drop and pull the yarn, and you're doing the tension, and it just, to me, felt like I was trying to do too many things with my hands. But I do know people who use drop spindles and are very good with them. So, anyways, I think it's delightful that they're doing that. Ah, that idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first. You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? I'm gonna keep listening. God, no. Innsbruck's gotta be small time to the little shit now. You think he has something more exciting in mind? Okay, shit, I should have asked too. What are you doing, Ursula? It's a big world. Perhaps he intends to explore it. Or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey. Oh, somebody left that they think might be the murderer. That's what they're saying here. Martin. Okay. Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off. Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with the nobleman. Do you think Martin could have... You know. What motivation could Martin have possibly had? It's not our place to say. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better. Once a thief, always a thief, I say. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lawrence was killed. God, no. Martin might be a thief, but I don't think he's a murderer. He's a coward at heart. That's a good point. I think it takes a brave man to commit a murder. Ah, shit, that's a good point. Not a brave man, but a bold one. And Martin is not that. He's your problem, Cat. What do you think? Could he have killed that man? Mom? This is a matter best left to the proper authorities, not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. Well, that's unkind, Johann. It's the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. She's right, Johann. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? Oh, lay off of me, Johann. Jesus. Andreas, if you're going to stand around, how about I put you to work? If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them too. Sure. Oh, is this going to be another mini game? Like the blacksmith one? How does this work? Draft wool from the distaff and twist it tight, then spin the tight yarn onto the spindle. Once there's enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draft, twist, spin, collect, repeat. You'll figure it out. Okay. Draft. Twist. Oh, here. That's untwisting. Shit! Here. And then, nope. Damn thing. Okay. Wait, what do you want me to do? Oh, and then here. I've got it. Little hands there. Do you know, I took Ursula to play with Gret's daughter the other day. And there was a strange man in the bakery. Was he polite to you? I can't believe Ulrich would stand for anything less. He was very reserved, dark skinned, quite tall, and wearing a tunic? Is that Sabbat? He liked the rye bread, I remember. Who's this man? Why am I just now hearing about this? I believe he's staying at the Abbey. That must be Brother Sabbat. Brigitte and I saw him walking up there after visiting the shops. He seemed lost. Where's he from? Does he speak German? Christ, I hate being the last to know. Alright. And then some more here. And some more here. Collect. There we go. You know, I saw Big George talking to that nun again. The young one. Heh, who can blame him? God damn it, Johann. He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she? In a mean way. Pretty, perhaps, but a nun all the same. He knows better. When does that ever stop Big George from doing anything? We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mom! Let's not give Andreas any ideas, eh? And drafting. Twisting. Drafting. And collect. Oh, the cat! Oh my god, let me draw your attention to the bottom left of the screen because nothing else is important going on right now compared to that. Oh my god. The butt shake. Okay. It's perfect. Okay. Brigitte has been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky has always treated her like a daughter, but I can tell they're concerned. Are Brigitte and Martin having trouble, Veronica? That's one word for it. Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. Must be the baby. Yeah. He's such an asshole. Well, that's not his business, is it? Women's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much men's work, Dad? Can't say I ever see him do much work at all. Perhaps Lucky can talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinauer is the model of what a man should be. Oh, that's the stonemason I was talking to. He didn't want to tell me anything. More spinning. I just feel like they got these hand animations so good. It's like, yeah, that's not the timing because of the way I have to, like, click, but just the animation of the hands, it feels real. Is everyone behaving themselves in here? Oh, it's you. Afternoon, Otto. Come to see anyone special? Ava smiled. Hello, Otto. It's good to see you. I heard laughing from the road and knew you all had to be up to no good in here. And look, there's Andreas. Have you been minding your manners? Old Johann's a real stickler for propriety. Hand to God, Master Zimmerman, not once in my life. Ugh, likely story. Don't be so quick to judge, Johann. Andreas carries himself like a man who's caused his share of mischief. What do I say? I like to have a good time. Too much time carousing, not enough working. You've got the arms of a maiden. We all know you work hard in the fields, Johann. No need to boast. He works hard in other places, too. Petty? What does that mean? Mom! You've been in town a few months, Andreas. Got any burning questions you've been meaning to ask? Huh. We'll start with Tassing. The anchoress in the church. You know much about her? Oh, Sister Amelie. Okay, so she was the one with the prophecy, the vision. You know her, Veronica? We're not dear friends or anything, but sometimes she has these fits, you know. And if Father Thomas isn't there and I have time, I'll wait with her until he arrives. Since when? I didn't know anything about this. Ah, and here I thought you just adored the church building. You're so funny, Veronica. Don't make it sound weird. She's nice, and someone should be there when she's in pain. That's all. See? I like Veronica. Father Thomas told me she receives visions from God. She has been blessed by the Lord. I prefer my blessings to come in the form of golden. Yeah. She's been in Tassing for near on a decade, hasn't she? Since I was a girl, certainly. We've grown up with her, in a way. The woman in the maze. It's like something from a tale of knights and monsters. She's trapped in a box. I don't think there's anything romantic about that. Aren't you a little know-it-all? I didn't realize you were an expert. Come on, Andreas. Surely you've got better questions than that. Come back to Tassing. Do you see much of the monks and nuns in town? Why would we? They think they're better than us up on their fancy hill. They mostly keep to themselves, don't they? Observing the hours and all? I can hear them singing sometimes, when the weather is right. It's nice. There are a couple who do their shopping in town. A fat man, very cheerful, and a serious woman with a stern face. One moment. Did you say they're a couple? I meant that there are two of them. They often come down together, that's all. Ava, shush. The fat man is kind. He always says good morning. What are you not telling me? Nothing, Master Mailer. There are no secrets in Tassing. Except for all the open ones. The fat monk is an all-right sort. Caught a pilgrim troubling my Veronica once and set him right. He's really strong, and he has a very loud voice. A very loud laugh, too. I wasn't aware you ladies paid such close attention. Jealous of a monk, Johann? Hardly. A man who's taken a vow of chastity is no threat to me. Certainly not. Good Lord. Poor Veronica. Very put upon. I notice you don't say much about the sister. Sister Matilda? She's pleasant enough when she comes to town. She's more friendly with Gret and Ulrich than the rest of us. How is it you know everything about everyone, Ava? I pay attention. Smart? Huh. Are you bored, Andreas? I'm bored. No more talk of monks and nuns, please. Oh, so you are jealous. I don't know about you girls, but I'm sick of this wool. I'm sure we've all got other chores to get to. Oh no, am I out of questions? Shit. I should have asked about the Abbey, maybe, or looked at those. Oh well, whatever. I'm glad to have that over with. Now I don't have to think about wool for a whole year. Oh, I was having such a nice time. I certainly learned a lot. Care for an escort home, Ava? I'd like that, yes. Look at the baby and the kitten. They fell asleep. Says Hetty. I expect everyone will be on their best behavior going home. They always are. Johann, please. Andreas, will I see you home for supper? I'm gonna say perhaps. I'm not sure what my plans are this evening. This was very illuminating. Thank you all for letting me join you. Thanks for coming by, Andreas. Come back anytime. Unless you come on Abbey business. Don't threaten him with a good time, Johann. Indeed. Huh. Should find someone to eat with. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm pretty much out of time. And I have a lot to think about. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye!